Hello, gorgeous souls. We are live, and I'm just doing the. I'm just checking that it's working, that we've got it working. We did have some tech problems the first time I tried to do this. I feel like we kind of figured it out from last week. So we should be okay. I'm just kind of gonna give people a couple of minutes to join. What we're doing today is we're going to hang out. We're going to pull some cards. Hey, oh, good moon, Starfire from Perth. Hi, hi, hi. We're just going to hang out. We're going to chat. I'm going to pull you some cards. If you have spiritual questions, if you have questions about the spiritual journey, the spiritual path, I'm here to throw in my 2 cents. I can't always guarantee that I'm going to know everything because no one does. But I'm happy to share my thoughts with you if you're interested in hearing those, if you have questions. Or if you would like me to pull you a card, I'm more than happy to do that. And all you need to do, if you'd like me to pull you a card, hi Laura, is just post in the chat, just post in the comment, leave a comment for me, let me know that you're here, say hi. If you have a question about a specific thing, you can ask the question. I know sometimes in these sort of like live, hey, I'm going to pull a card for you. Not everybody kind of wants to share their their question, and that's okay. So you can just kind of ask for a general question. That's all good too. But I am here. I am happy to chat. And yeah, let's see what comes up today. We had some really good questions last week around the ascension journey and all of that stuff. You can always watch the replay over on where is it? It's over on YouTube. It's over on Facebook if you want to catch the replay. So Orchid Moon Starfire has a question. I'm always down for any insight about timeline shifts and how you work with those. I love this question. And I feel like that would be a whole hour easily, if not more, spent on talking about timeline shifts. I would love to know if you have like a specific question around timeline shifts, because that's a really big topic, and I have so many thoughts and opinions on that. I wouldn't even know where to start, to be honest. Okay, so Orchid Moon, if you would like to share a little bit about like a specific question or something, then I'm happy to answer. So I'm going to use the goddesses among us today. We're getting a little bit goddessy here in our live today. We have a few people asking for questions. Laura's got a question. I would like a card around my spiritual life. So let's start with Laura. And yeah, let's see. Oh, okay. Laura, I'm loving this. Divine Light, Holy Spirit, Gnosis. Your card is Sophia. So I kind of feel like with your spiritual life, the message I'm getting for you is really just keep doing what you're doing because it's working. I'm also hearing keep doing what you're doing that is working. And if there are some things that you're doing that don't feel like they're working anymore, if there's some practices that are just kind of not really lighting you up, or kind of like not lighting you up anymore, or you're kind of like not sure if they're working, then you can let those go, but keep doing the things that you feel like are working. And I feel like it's just this message of like keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, keep doing the things that are working for you, and don't be afraid to kind of let go of the things that you would like kind of like, I'm not really sure that this is working anymore. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I've got someone's actually asked a question around my setup, my tech setup. It looks lovely. Yeah, thanks. I have a webcam, and I'm using StreamYard, and that's kind of it. So not too many secrets there for the tech setup. But yeah, I'm glad that you like it. I'm glad that it looks good. Okay, and B, I'd like a card around my baby boy. Okay, so I don't read on pregnancy and I don't read on health issues. And that is because Laura's saying that the video is stopped, but I can still see it streaming. So I'm not totally sure what's happening. It has hopefully it's okay. Let me know in the comments if you're watching on I'm not sure. I think Laura's watching on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook and something's up with the video, then please let me know. Okay. Yeah, so I don't read on pregnancy and health issues just because there are like the main reason for that is legal implications. But also the best thing for you to do is to go see a doctor, especially in a situation like this. When I'm doing these readings here on just online in this way, we're really just touching the tip of the iceberg on things. So when I do a personal reading with you, I'll go really deep and I'll connect with your higher self and I'll look at your past lives and I'll go into your Akashic records and I'll do all of that kind of stuff for you. But here, when we're just kind of pulling a card, it's just a really kind of simple, quick message, like something that your guides can pass through really, really quickly for you. So I would just be hesitant about answering any questions about health, pregnancy, legal issues, or financial issues, that kind of stuff. We can look at like the energy of money and prosperity and things like that. But yeah, if you have a different question, and B, or you have like a different way to phrase it, I would be happy to answer that for you. If you're on Facebook, please let me know in the comments if you can still see the video, because I'm a little okay, it's working again. Okay. Good old technology. Okay, this is for Emerald, 575, about a new job. Hi, Amanda. Okay, a new job. Okay, so I'm loving this. We've got Sheila Nagig, gateway, opening, and legacy. So I'm really feeling like with that opening, the opening keyword is really jumping out to me here. And I feel like the message is very much about you being open to receiving something better. That's the message I'm getting. Be open to receiving something better. So if you're kind of got you're kind of thinking, oh, this is the job that I would like, you could maybe like expand that and kind of like reach a little bit further or reach a little bit higher than maybe you think that you can. It's kind of like that energy of applying for jobs that you're maybe not fully qualified for, but like you tick some of the boxes, but like applying anyway. That's the kind of message I'm getting for you. It's like to really, really like see your worth and see how good you are at whatever it is that you do, and kind of reach a little bit further than you think maybe you can. And that feels like it's going to create like a bigger opening for you to receive something that's like really much better for you. Okay, this is for Tammy. Tammy has a question, life path or partner. Okay, I'm just got the same card, so I'm just going to shuffle again. This is for Tammy, who's watching us on Facebook, around life, path, or partner. Okay, so you have goddess Hell, depth, endings, and hidden aspects. So Hell is one of those amazing goddesses who's very much like a dark goddess, and she guides you through when things feel a little bit dark, when things feel a little bit like a dark night of the soul, or you feel really uncertain about things. I feel like you're kind of going through this time right now, Tammy, where things just are feeling uncertain, and it's like you're walking through the darkness of just like, when am I going to see the light? When are things going to kind of come clear again? I feel like the answer to that is to keep going, to just keep walking, keep moving, even if you kind of feel like you're not really sure if you're going in the right direction. Just keep moving. And I feel like you're a lot closer to the kind of end of this tunnel than you realize. It's like the saying of, like, "It's always darkest before the dawn." I know that's a huge cliche, but that's a kind of the kind of message that's coming for you here. It's like this is kind of, you're in this place right now, but the dawn is just ahead of you, and if you keep moving and if you keep I feel like there's a lot coming around for you around just really trusting and keeping the faith that things are gonna work out for you and that you are gonna find your path. Because the more that you kinda hold that trust, then the easier it's going to be for you to find that path rather than kind of sitting down and going, I don't know where it is. I'm going to wait to be shown. Just keep moving and you will find it. I feel like things are going to come clear for you like pretty soon. So please don't give up. It's kind of like keep on walking, keep on moving forward, because all of the answers and the light that you're looking for, the light that's going to just shine on your path so you can start to kind of I feel like there's an ease coming in, like it's going to get a little bit easier for you, which feels really, really nice. Okay, this is for where are we up to here on Insta? I kind of have hi Brittany, love the earrings, thanks. You're welcome, Tammy. I hope that was useful. So I've got like Facebook comments here and like so please keep posting on both wherever you're posting. Let me know if you would like me to pull a card for you. We have pulled a card for emeralds. Amanda would like a card, just a message of guidance. We can absolutely do that for you, Amanda. Oh, okay. Amanda, your message of guidance is Fortuna, fortune, fate, and luck. So this is really cool. I love this energy for you. I love that Fortuna's come up. Fortuna is such an amazing goddess. She's a really interesting one though, because we often think of her as like, she's the prosperity goddess. She's all about, bringing stuff into our life. But Fortuna actually has like the both sides. She's like the inhale and the exhale of prosperity. She's like, she will bring you prosperity if she sees that you are like walking a good path. And then she can also, if you're walking a path, I'm not saying this is you at all, Amanda, but if you find yourself on a path where you're not really taking right action, then she can kind of, come in to give you a little bit of a kick up the butt and get you on your right path. But Amanda, I feel like for you right now, I feel like she's just sending blessings. Like I just had this feeling of like she's just sending blessings, and I feel like there's been like so many blessings like coming to you, and I feel like your guides are just kind of saying to you like, hey, like, notice the blessings. You are anyway. Notice the blessings and just sit in gratitude, and don't like question anything, or don't let yourself get into any space of like, do I deserve this? Am I worthy? All of that stuff. Like just fully be open to receive. I feel like there's more and more blessings that want to come to you. So the more you can be open to those blessings, the more they're going to come. I hope that was useful. I hope that was helpful for you. So I have a question from Angela. What do I need to know about work and travel? This is for Angela. Okay, so Angela, you have Lady Nada, Divine Service, Light Work, and Higher Heart. So this is really, this is a pretty powerful card when it comes to work. And I feel like Lady Nada is coming in to remind you that work is about so much more than just your job. And I feel like you're doing lots and lots of different things for your work. And I feel like she's nudging you to kind of look at some ways that you can align your purpose work with your job a little bit more, or to see your job as part of your purpose. So we do this all the time when it comes to like work and purpose, is a lot of people get into this place where we think that our purpose is our job. And that's kind of it, like we want to find our purpose. So we need a job that is our purpose. But that's not always how it works. Like, a lot of the time, our purpose work is something that's not our 9 to 5. It's something that we do on the side, or it's something that we do, maybe as part of that job, but not the whole job. And so, sometimes when our job doesn't feel like our purpose, we have to look for other places where our purpose is: our family, our hobbies and interests, side hustles, all these other things that we do. But there's also a part of this, there's also a part around this where we can look for the purpose within the work that we're already doing. So we can look at how we can serve and support others where we are. So I feel like that's something that's coming through for you as well, Angela, just around how can you essentially do your light work where you are with work? How can you bring more of the light? That's what I'm hearing. Like, how can you bring more of the light into what you do and kind of anchor it into the place where you work, send more light and love to the people that you work with, all of that kind of stuff. What I'm hearing as well is like everything is a divine assignment. That's kind of the phrase coming through. Everything is a divine assignment. And I feel like that's, kind of message for everyone. It's a good reminder that everything is a divine assignment. Every opportunity we have to serve, help, support, make a positive difference in the world, and that's a divine assignment. We can always choose to take it or leave it. And if we don't like the assignment that we have, we can talk with our guides and our angels and say, hey, I'd actually really like to be doing something different. But while I'm here, I'm going to keep serving and keep supporting. And then, guide me to the next thing, guide me to the next place that I'm going to be needed. Okay. Cosmic Unicorns asked me if I have a monthly membership or something similar. I don't have a monthly membership at the moment. I've been thinking about doing that again at some point. But what I do have is a workshop coming up next Tuesday. So it'll be next Tuesday morning, Australia time. So it'll be Monday evening or afternoon for many of you. And we're going to work with the energy of the cosmic diamond violet flame, which is a beautiful healing, transmuting, clearing, cleansing, high vibrational energy. I've been using it a lot lately, and it's really been shifting some things for me. We're going to use that to clear, cleanse, just like it's almost like we're going to do like this ritual of just like a deep, deep spiritual cleanse. And then we're going to fill the space with this beautiful mantra, which is really a mantra for purity, but it's also a mantra for prosperity and power as well. So we're going to do that. We're also going to do a little bit of breath work in that workshop as well. So if you'd like to join, all of the links will be over on my my bio wherever you're watching this. So you can find me at newagehipster.co. Okay. Mira La Bruja, message around getting your own place. The priestess, the journey, initiation, blessing, and activation. So this definitely feels like you're going somewhere. But it also feels like you're kind of going through a little bit of an initiation at the moment, an initiation process, like something else needs to happen between where you are now and where you're going next. And it feels more like it's about you doing some inner work, doing some processing. I'm hearing the word processing, like processing something, maybe something difficult you've been going through. But yeah, there's this feeling of like there's some inner work to do before you'll see the shift, before you'll move into your new place. But there's also a lot to be said for the power of manifestation and making it happen. So I kind of feel like if you sit back and you just kind of wait for it to happen, it will happen, but you'll be doing some inner work. But I feel like you can speed up the process by doing the inner work, but also like learning some lessons. That's kind of coming through as well, like learning your lessons, and then you can move on to the next thing. I think that happens a lot when we're kind of in these periods of transition where we're like, we find ourselves in one place, but we want to be in another place, whether it's with a house, a job, a relationship, whatever. But then there's kind of like this space in between, like this initiation, this portal that we kind of have to traverse and have to walk through, move through to get to the next place. So yeah, I'm kind of hearing a couple of things like there's some stuff for you to do. Like it's not quite the divine timing isn't quite there yet as well. There's some inner work for you to do, but it also feels like it'd be really beneficial for you to just really get focused and clear on what it is that you do want, because you do have a lot of power to create the experience that you want to have as well. Okay, let's see what's going on in the comments. Amanda's responded to her message. She needs to kick me. Fortuna. She's good like that though. She's one of those goddesses, and a lot of the goddesses are like that. They really they'll bring you so many blessings and so much wisdom and so much goodness, but they will also they also have a lot of that tough love energy of like they will just not you know, they won't put up with your shit basically. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad that was helpful, Angela. Fantastic. Yeah, the cosmic diamond violet flame. Cosmic diamond violet flame is the energy we're going to work with. Cosmic unicorn. It's yeah, it's a very like ascended, like sparkly, super, super sparkly energy. One of the things that I've also been told about it since kind of tuning in more and practicing it for myself is that it can really help you accelerate your ascension path, like accelerate your ascension journey. So if you resonate with being on an ascension journey, which is essentially just that you're not here to just kind of be here. You're here to evolve. Like your soul wants to evolve, your soul wants to grow. You want to like really live your purpose. You want to really live your best and highest life, so that you can live your best and highest life here and now in this lifetime, but also so that at the end of this lifetime, you can then go into like a higher incarnation the next time round, you know, so that you're not kind of taking all of the karma and the baggage from this life into the next one. It's like you kind of, you know, we're moving up the ladder of ascension, and it's nothing to do with you know, like higher is better at all with the ascension journey. It's just that we are trying to be the best versions of ourselves that we can be in each moment, in each lifetime, so that we can then kind of go to wherever it is that our souls are needed next. So, you know, if you resonate with that idea that you're on some kind of ascension journey and that you're here for soul growth and soul expansion and to kind of clear and heal karma and shift and heal things, live your best and highest life, then you might be on the ascension path. Okay, let's pull a card for Brittany. She would just like to see which goddess would like to work with me at this time. Oh, okay, you've got Kali, shadow, illusion, and ego. So Kali's a very big vibe, a very big vibe. Yeah, she's tough. She can be really tough, but she will show you a couple of things. She will show you exactly what you need to see and work on. So if you want to, I feel like she's really with you for like chain breaking. Like I feel like she really wants to help you like break some chains. So wherever you kind of, you know, like etheric chains, you know, like metaphorical chains, that wherever you feel kind of chained in life, whether it's some mindset stuff or whatever is kind of coming up for you around that, I feel like she wants to help you kind of break those chains and break some patterns. She wants to help you with that. But I also feel like she's around you for protection too. So if you feel like there's any kind of negative influences affecting you right now, and that you're kind of struggling to keep at bay, whether it's other people's ideas, whether it's stuff you've seen on social media, just generally going outside, calling on her for some protection feels like it'd be really, really good. But I feel like she's got so much to share with you and so many things she wants to pass on. So sit down and have a chat with her and see what else she wants to bring through for you. But I just feel like she wants to like help you break some chains, which feels really, really powerful. Amy Marie, this is for you. You have the Black Madonna, the Cosmic Mother, the Beginning, and the Void. So Another message here, and we had a really similar message a little bit earlier for somebody else, but this is another message around kind of being in the void, being in a place where, like, maybe what I'm hearing for you is that you may be in a place right now where things are kind of like not manifesting or not happening, but you really, really want them to happen, like something that you've been asking for, something that you've been hoping for that hasn't manifested yet. And I feel like there's a big message coming through saying, like, don't give up, because there are so many reasons that things don't manifest. There are so many reasons. And one of the biggest reasons is just that the timing isn't right. So please don't, like, give up your dreams. Don't give up on whatever it is that you're trying to create for your life, that you want to call into your life. Sometimes we're just in a space where things aren't happening and things aren't moving, and there are things we can do to help shift and move the energy. But for you right now, I feel like the best thing you can do is just have a little bit more, like, trust and surrender, and just trust in the timing of your life. Feels like the message that's coming through. Trust in the timing of your life. Not everything has to come immediately. Not everything has to come really, really quickly. In our society, we just have this idea of, like, I just want things to be super quick. I just want, I'm thinking this and then I want to manifest it. And in some realms, on some planets, in some other incarnations, we've had that experience with manifestation where we can think it and it can be created immediately. But for most of us in the human reality, when we think about things, we don't always actually want that to manifest. So it's kind of like a protection. It's kind of a protection. I hope that resonates. There's, like, a few things in there for you, but yeah, like, don't give up, and don't just assume that just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. But I also feel like that message is around just kind of loosening the grip a little bit. I feel like this might be a message for some other people watching too, around whatever it is that you're trying to manifest and you're trying to create in your life. Like, just loosen the grip a little bit on that. It's like holding a butterfly. You don't want to, like, hold it so tightly that you've squashed it. You want to just, like, hold it gently in your hand and be like, wow, and then open your hand and be able to release it. Or in the case of, manifestations, you want to be able to open your hand and receive it. So don't hold on too tightly. Okay, let me see where we're up to. We have a question over on Insta from Kristen around an audition on Sunday. Well, good luck. That's exciting. Okay, Persephone, youth, innocence, and rebirth. That's a really interesting card for audition energy. Persephone is an interesting she's such an interesting goddess, because she has these two sides to her as well. She has this very light, innocent kind of energy, but she also has the energy of very much being like a queen of the underworld. So I feel like there's a message here for you around really being adaptable and being able to like, kind of shift and change directions very, very quickly. Like, be prepared for anything to happen. Be prepared for anything to happen. Like, do your preparation, like, make sure that you have everything that you need, but also I feel like, you don't have to stick, like, do your preparation, but you don't have to stick, like, perfectly to it. The preparation isn't there so that you go in. I don't even know what kind of audition this is, but you go, the preparation isn't there so you go in and you do exactly what you've prepared. The preparation is there so that you can go in, you can read the energy of the space, and you can intuitively know, do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? Do I need to, what do I need to do? Like, how do I need to present myself? How do I need to move forward with this? And all of your preparation is just like this foundation that you lay, so that as soon as you walk in there, you know exactly what to do. It's like an intuitive process, as well as, the preparation, but also, like, just trust your intuition and trust yourself. I hope that resonates. That's a really interesting question, and good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Okay. Mira LaBruja says that it resonates. I'm so glad. Okay, I think we've kind of no one else has commented on Insta for a while, so we'll go back to I think Missy. I don't think we've pulled a card for you yet. So this is from Missy, who's watching on YouTube. I just got the same card again. And sometimes when I get the same card twice in a row, sometimes I feel like it's the right card. I need to read it again. And sometimes I just feel like it needs a little bit more shuffling. So this is for you. This is for you, Missy. The Black Madonna. Okay, so we're seeing this message again. And this feels like a kind of a message that's coming up for a few people at the moment around just kind of feeling like you're in a void and feeling like things aren't happening. You're not seeing the results. You're not seeing your manifestations. You're just kind of feeling like, what is going on? What is going on? What is happening? So there's another aspect to the Black Madonna too around the cosmic mother. And sometimes when we're in those places where we're just kind of like waiting for something to happen, or we're waiting for divine timing, or we're waiting for guidance from our higher self to come through, whatever it is. And sometimes the best thing we can do when we're in those spaces is to mother ourselves, to nurture ourselves, to look after ourselves. There are always times when life is very, very busy, and there's a lot happening. There's a lot of things going on. We have to be in certain places at certain times, and things feel very fast moving, and it feels like, okay, I kind of like that last week went so fast, all of that kind of stuff. And then there are times where things kind of feel like they're not happening so quickly or not happening so much, whether it's everything or just a couple of things in life that you're trying to kind of, why isn't this happening? One of the best things we can do in those times is to come back to ourselves and just look after ourselves and just go, okay, you know what? I'm just really going to focus on my self-love journey, my self-care, looking after myself, so that when things move again, I'm in a really good place. I'm in a really good position to be able to just go. When your manifestation arrives, you want to be able to just open up and say, yes, okay, it's here. I'm ready. Let's go. So it's kind of like readying yourself for whatever's next by really looking after yourself. I feel like that's a message for a lot of people too, just around looking after yourself, because we're not always very good at doing that. Okay, here's a message for Jennifer around guidance on relationships. Okay, Jennifer. Okay, so Jennifer, you have grandmother's spider, and your keywords here are connection, ancient wisdom, and guidance. So when it comes to relationships, she has this beautiful energy around her of like this connectedness and this reminder of like how we're all just part of this cosmic web of souls that are all connected. And so, when it comes to relationships, it's just like remembering that every single one of us is divine. Every single one of us has divinity within us, whether we're expressing that and connecting with that or not. And what I'm hearing for you is like seeing the higher self in everyone around you, seeing the higher self in everyone around you. So if that's people that are difficult in your life, seeing the higher self in them. If it's the people that you really love and respect and you get along with, or you're married to, or whatever, it's like seeing the higher self in them as well, and connecting with people on like a higher kind of energy and a higher kind of plane. And another thing you can do too, if you're ever having issues with relationships, or ever having an issue with someone, ever having a problem with someone, one thing that we can do is we can talk with our higher self. So you can kind of just get into like a meditative space, and you kind of, the way I like to do it is I like to visualize my higher self just above my crown chakra, and I just kind of see a light there or whatever, and that's like, okay, that's my higher self. And then I kind of visualize the person that I want to talk to, and then I see this light above their head, and then I kind of just talk to the light above their head. So they don't have to be there or anything. I just speak to their higher self, and I go, hey, whoever's higher self, I just wanted to pop in. I wanted to tell you something. I need to, and a lot of the time when I'm having these conversations, I just kind of talk to people about, if I've done something that I need to make amends for, if I've hurt somebody or hurt someone's feelings or something like that, then I like to talk to them and apologize. If I feel like they've hurt my feelings, then I like to tell them, hey, this really was difficult for me. This is how I felt, blah, blah, blah. And you'll be amazed when you do that. You'll be amazed when you do that at how they will relate to you the next time you see them. It's a really magical practice. It's really underrated. I don't know why everybody's not talking about that, because it works really, really, really well. It helps you because it's like processing whatever you're dealing with, but it also is working on an energetic level. That's so interesting. Okay, so Brittany's just said, Carly's been hanging around for a long time, but I'm kind of scared of her. Definitely not surprised she came up. That's so interesting. And the dark goddesses are like a little bit scary sometimes, especially if you're not usually drawn to the darker kind of deities. What I would say, Brittany, is like, just go slow. Go slow with working with her. You don't have to open up like straight away and be like, you're my main guide now, do everything with me, like guide me. But just talk to her when you feel like she's, when you feel like, okay, let's see what Carly has to say. Another good thing you can do too when you're working with one of the darker goddesses, I was actually talking to someone on the weekend about this. I was at the Bohemian Summer Festival on the weekend doing some workshops there. And I spoke to someone who had a really kind of similar situation around the dark goddesses. And one thing I suggested was, if you're going to work with the dark goddess, any of the dark goddesses, the darker kind of goddesses like Kali, and I can't think of the rest right now, but there's a whole bunch of them that are a little bit on the dark side. One thing you can do is like work with another energy at the same time to balance it out. So you might want to call on Kali and Archangel Michael, or you might want to call on Kali and just your angels. Angels, can you be with me and protect me and keep me safe while I work with this amazing energy, Kali? So you don't have to just work with her. You can kind of make it a team, and you can bring in some angels, you can bring in some guides that you know and trust really well, and you can just kind of say, let's all hang out together, rather than that it's just you and her alone. So that's just like another tip for anyone that wants to work with the kind of darker goddess energy, is to like bring in some other energies too with her to kind of like balance things out a little bit. Okay, so we have some other questions. Some of them have, Jennifer has asked a question around romantic life and relationships. Jennifer, if you're still here, I can see you posted about 10 minutes ago. So if you're still here, could you please repost again? Just because I know with these lives, people kind of come and go pretty swiftly. So if you're still here, please let us know, and I'll pull a card for you. Missy just says, yes, that's the vibe. Preparing so that when Jupiter enters Gemini, I hit the ground running. I love that. So you're already doing it. And I love when these readings do that. I love when people come for a reading. They're like, oh, pick a card for me, Vix. And we pull a card and it's like, yeah, I already know. But I love doing readings like that. I really love doing readings like that, because it's like you've tuned in, you've got the guidance that you needed, and then you're kind of just in this place of like, let's see what Vix has to say. And then when you get something that confirms what you're already getting, then it's just like a double whammy, and it's like, oh, now I can really trust that. Okay, Cosmic Unicorn. If you would like me to pull a card, anyone, I think we're pretty much. I think I've pulled a card for everyone who's asked. There was just a request from Jennifer, and Jennifer, if you're still here, please comment again. And just so I know that you're still here before I pull you a card. This is for Cosmic Unicorn, but if you are here and you would like me to pull you a card, please just comment. Leave a comment. Or if you don't want a card, but you have a kind of burning question about the spiritual journey, anything to do with your spiritual practice, stuff that's coming up for you spiritually right now, I'm more than happy to chat about that. I know we had a question about timelines as well. I wasn't able to answer that because I just felt like there was so much to say. But if you have like a specific question about timelines, I'm happy to do that for you, or a question about anything on your spiritual journey. Okay, so this is for Cosmic Unicorn. And Cosmic Unicorn, I love your screen name. It is just amazing. Okay, Cosmic Unicorn. Your question, your card is Zinhu. Sorry, I'm like looking at all the comments and trying to like focus. Okay, your card is Zinhu, Star Family, Soulmates, and Starseed. So really beautiful message for you, Cosmic Unicorn, around like confirming your star ancestry, confirming that you are from the stars and that you're really just a visitor here on this planet. And sometimes that can feel really hard when you are kind of floating around space on Earth, and Earth is not an easy place to be. I feel like that's something that a lot of people need to remember. Earth is not an easy place to be. Earth is a very much like a learning realm. People come to Earth when they really want soul growth and they want soul expansion and they want to just kind of learn a lot. We come to Earth. There's lots of reasons people come to Earth, but that's like, that's one of the big things that will happen when we incarnate here, is that we start to kind of grow and expand as a soul. We gain a lot of knowledge, we gain a lot of wisdom from being here, but it doesn't always feel very easy. So I feel like for you, Cosmic Unicorn, there's a message here around finding your people, connecting with your people if you already know who they are, if you already have them, and kind of just setting the intention to meet with more of your star family and more of your soul family. Because I feel like they're all out there and you're all kind of looking for each other. You've probably met some of them, but I feel like there's more out there who want to meet with you and connect with you. So be really open to meeting more of your soul family and more of the people who can really support you on your journey. And your soul family, this is like, for everyone, your soul family, often we think of our soul family as like the people in our life who really get us, like our best friends, our partners, the people that we've chosen to be in our life. But your soul family can also be like the people that you hang out with online. It can be like coming and hanging out here, and it's like, oh, we're all hanging out here together. We're all probably soul family on some level, maybe we're not like immediate family, but there's like a soul connection, and your soul family can also be your spiritual teachers, your readers, your healers, and your soul family can also be like celebrities as well. So you can, if you have like celebrity that you really vibe with, that you really love their music, or you just love their movies or whatever, they can be your soul family. And so connecting with the things that you really enjoy, music, movies, TV, books, like whatever it is, connecting with those things can actually really help you feel less alone in this world, because there's like a soul connection there as well. I hope that was useful for you, Cosmic Unicorn. Okay, we have a few more questions coming in. Amy Marie, I think, did I already pull a card for you? I'm getting a little bit like, I think I already pulled a card for you, Amy. Did you get them? Can you just confirm that I did or that I didn't? I can't see a message from Jennifer said that resonated. I'm glad. Okay. I have Harlequin space operas here. Okay, I have a card for you, Harlequin space opera about career. Let's do it. Frig. Fertility, family, and partnership. Fertility, family, and partnership. So, in terms of career, it's difficult when you know the person because I've got all my own ideas. But in terms of career, that partnership collaboration feels like it's really, really coming up. Collaborating with like-minded souls feels really, really important. Making sure that you are looking for a career that is not just about you and your work, but that it's also about connection, collaboration, getting yourself into a place where the work that you do is a collaboration, that you are not just going it alone. And I know that you do stuff that is you going it alone, and you should probably keep doing that too. But in terms of, I don't know, I feel like I want to just, I feel like I could, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like so much coming through. But there's a real message about letting people help you, because sometimes we think about collaboration as like, oh, we do something with someone else, but it's not just about doing something with someone else. It's like letting people help you and letting people help you to really shine and to really thrive. And sometimes we don't think about that as a collaboration. We think like, it's 50-50 or whatever, and it probably is 50-50, but it's like, who are the people that can really help you shine? Who are the people that can really help you to get where you want to go? And I'm also getting a message for you around like really dreaming big. Dreaming big, like really dreaming big, but getting other people to help you, dreaming big, but remembering you're not here to do it alone. That felt a little bit disjointed, but hopefully there was something in that was useful for you. Okay, Monica has a question. She just says, me, please. Okay, Monica, you also have grandmother's spider, guidance, connection, and ancient wisdom. I feel like this message for you, though, Monica, is about your connection with your ancestors, and that your ancestors have a lot of messages for you right now. And it would be really good for you to do like a daily practice working with your ancestors. I'm seeing like an ancestral altar being set up as well, like setting up an ancestral altar where you put pictures of your ancestors if you have pictures, or maybe mementos, is that the right word? Little items that were owned by your ancestors, and kind of setting up an altar and like giving thanks to them and giving them your respect and your love. I feel like they really want to work with you. They really want to help you through some stuff. We talk a lot about, in spiritual communities, we talk a lot about our ancestors as if like, oh, we have to heal stuff for them, and we have to break the chains, and we have to like release the patterns and like do all this work because they, because we're carrying all their trauma basically. And that is one way to work with the ancestors. But the ancestors don't want us to just sit around and do all this work on our inherited trauma. They actually just really want to see us happy, and they really want to see us thriving. And I feel like your ancestors are actually saying, look, we can help you with the process. Like, so often we go into the process of ancestral healing, like where we have to do it all, but our ancestors are there with us. They want us to do the healing work. They want us to break the chains. They want us to break the patterns, and they want to help us with that. They want to help us from the other side to do that energetically. So call on them to help you with any clearing or healing that you feel called to do, but also just connecting with them and asking for their guidance, asking for their wisdom, and asking for their protection feels like it would be really, really helpful and useful for you right now. Okay. Gayleen, Let's pull a card for you. I can see we have a couple other questions and things coming in. Okay, this is really interesting, Galen. I've got Anna, grandmother of Jesus, nurture, wisdom, and ancestral healing. So this feels like it really follows on from what we were just saying about ancestral healing, because I feel like you're being called to do some ancestral healing as well. When you do your ancestral healing, know that you're not here to just do that alone. You're not here to just like, oh, it's all just been put on me and now I have to do all now I have to do all of this ancestral healing. No, your ancestors are with you. They want to help you. And you know what else happens when you do ancestral healing? Kind of visualize it. I like to kind of visualize when I'm doing ancestral healing. I kind of go into meditation, and then I send these, I do this visualization where I'm kind of sending love like back, almost like I'm visualizing like a family tree or something like that. And I'm sending love back through the branches and up through all of the the branches of the tree, and I'm just sending lots and lots of love in those directions. And what happens when you start doing that is you find that the love starts getting sent back to you as well, because it works both ways. So your ancestors will start to send the love down to you, and there may be ancestors that you don't want to work with. And what you can do when you work with your ancestors, when you call in your ancestors, is you can ask for things like the ancestors who are from the light, or you can ask for the ascended ancestors, or you can ask for the ancestors who are the most, like, I don't know, highest and loving ancestors. Use your own words to describe the ancestors that you want to come in. Just saying like the ascended ancestors or the ancestors from light is a really nice way to kind of work with the ancestral energy that you want to work with, and visualize sending that light like back through the family tree and in all directions. And one thing to mention too is that we have lots of different types of ancestors. So we have like blood ancestors, but we also have love ancestors, what I call love ancestors. So for people who have been adopted or foster situations and things like that, if somebody else has raised you that wasn't a biological parent or relative, you want to be connected to them and you want to be connected to their lineage, a lot of the time you are connected to their lineage as well. So you end up having like these two kind of family trees, like your biological one and then the one that's kind of connected more to love. But we also have our ancestors of the earth, the places where we live, that we can connect with. And then we have ancestors of like our own culture, or ancestors of our spiritual ancestors as well. So there's like so many different ancestors that we can work with on different levels. Missy has a question about cord cutting. I have a question about cord cutting versus removing anchors. What is the difference and how is it done? That's a really good question. And so when I use the term anchor, and this is be different for everybody, of course, but when I use the term anchor, I think of myself anchoring into the earth, or I think of myself anchoring something into me that I would like to have within me, rather than something that somebody else is sending to me. So cords is a great question. There's like a lot to talk about here, and I might actually make like a whole YouTube video on that, because it is a big topic. But cords are basically like energy attachments, and we send them out to other people and other people send them to us, and it's usually very unconscious, subconscious thing that we're doing, where we create these cords of attachment with other people. But we can actually also create these cords of attachment not just with people, but with places, with we can cord to just about anything. We can send it to times, like, people who are like obsessed with the early 2000s or whatever, and they like do not want to move on, and they're still wearing the clothes and have still got the hairstyle, and they don't want to move on. They might have an energetic cord attached to a certain year or like a period of their life that they don't want to move on from. So these cords, they can just be, we send them out all the time, we receive them all the time. Cords of attachment, the cords of energy, they don't necessarily have to be negative. We talk a lot about them being negative. as if, somebody's sent a cord to you and they're sucking your life force out. Like, that's kind of the way that a lot of people talk about it. It's not usually like that. It's usually just like a connection. Like, if you find yourself thinking about somebody a lot and you're like, why am I always thinking about that person? They might have sent you an energy cord because they might be thinking about you too. But not all cords are negative. We have cords of love. So with our family, our friends, people that we know, that we connect with a lot in positive ways, we can have like cords of love with those people. So we don't really want to cut the cords of love. So when I do a cord cutting or a releasing, I ask for all negative cords of attachment to be cut, cleared, healed, released, and dissolved. And there's so many different ways to do it. A visualization of just like visualizing any cords around you. You can just kind of visualize it as like, sometimes I see it when I'm kind of tuning in for clients. Sometimes they're just little strings, like tiny little threads. And you can just kind of visualize that you're cutting those with scissors or whatever. Sometimes we can get like really big, chunky ones, and sometimes they need like a bit more of a cutting. Some people don't cut at all. Some people don't visualize at all that they're cutting anything. They just visualize light coming in to dissolve the cord, and that can be really, really good. Once you've done that, you can also use a crystal, and you can kind of just go around in your aura and just visualize that the crystal just releasing, clearing, cutting the cords. There's so many different ways you can do it. And then once you've done it, the best thing to do is to fill the holes. So a lot of the time when we cut cords or we, pull them out or whatever, we've got these little kind of little holes, little tiny little, gaps where the cord was, to just call in like a whole bunch of love and light or whatever it looks like for you, and just kind of fill all of that space, like you're healing over any places where something was kind of dissolved or healed or cut from you. But I always just do it asking for negative cords of attachment. But in terms of anchors, like somebody sending you an anchor, I've actually never seen that in any work that I've ever done with clients. I haven't seen anyone like anchor to somebody else. I always just see it as a cord. So I'd be interested to know like what you've seen or what you've experienced with anchors. But if you feel like it's just kind of, an anchor could just kind of be a more kind of like heavier cord, like they've kind of sent you a cord and then they've created like an anchor so that it's harder to pull out. But one thing you can do as well with cords is that you visualize it's clearing from inside of you as well, from inside of your body or inside of your aura. So we're not just cutting it off, but we're really getting it from the root. So that can be a really good visualization as well. Okay, we're nearly at time, gorgeous souls. I can't believe Cosmic Unicorn really resonated. Yeah. I hear you. I get it. I'm just seeing if there was anyone. Monica says, I use selenite sticks for cord cutting and send love to the holes. Yeah, selenite stick is fantastic. A crystal. I actually have a selenite dagger that I use, and I really like to do that. And you can just use your hand as well. Like you can just use your hand. You can just, you can just use your hands. You can kind of go around your aura like this. This is kind of one of the ways that I like to do it. This is actually Kundalini yoga practice doing this one, but you can kind of expand that out and you can just kind of, where am I feeling the cords? And you're just cutting them with your hands. Whatever you want to do. There's like a Reiki practice as well, where you kind of, you go down your arm and you're just like clearing anything. And when you clear anything, that can be like including cords as well. But one thing I would say about cords is like some people get really like freaked out by them and get really kind of stressed of like, oh, I've got cords. And I think people do this with like any kind of negative energy as well. It's just like, oh no, the negative energy. Oh no, the cords. And as soon as we have that energy of like being stressed about something, like negative energy, as soon as you start to get like worried about it, it's like, it's winning. We don't want it to win. We just want to like let go of it. We just want to like recognize it and go, oh, okay, you know what? I think I've got And I do this all the time. I'm started to kind of do cord cutting every day, but I don't usually do it every day. But sometimes I'll tune into my own aura, my energy, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I think I need a cord cutting. Let's do it. And then I do whatever I need to do, rather than like, being worried about anything. We stand in our power in this space, and we're like, if we get a cord of negative attachment, we're like, oh, okay, I think I've got a negative cord here. I'm just gonna like cut it away. You can also ask Archangel Michael. He's really great. He's really, really great for cutting cords too. So you can just ask him to do it for you. If you're like, Vix, what? That was like a massive explanation. I do actually have a cord cutting kit on my website. I think it's like $15, and you can download that. And it's a meditation, it's a workbook, and it will take you through the whole process. But you can also just call Archangel Michael and say, I think I've got some cords. Can you give me a hand with these? So Missy's got a great question, and we are due to finish up, but this is something that I think is really common for people. I left a toxic relationship over a year ago, and they're still entering my dreams, even though I have crystal grid and I shield before bed. I have done cord cutting. There can be so many things going on. So if you're still having dreams about someone, you're still thinking about someone, they're still kind of coming into your awareness. There can be so many different reasons for that. There can be so many different things going on. Sometimes part of it is like that it just takes time. It sounds to me like you might still be in the healing process of that and still just processing and working through it. But one of the things I found really useful in that kind of space is just to kind of like, oh gosh, there's so many things. Okay, there's so many things. There's a practice, and it's in one of my books. I think it's in Witch Please, and it's a practice of like letting go, but letting go with love. And so even if someone, and this is like really hard to do if someone's treated you really, really badly. So you decide if this is the right thing to do or not do, because maybe it won't resonate, but maybe it'll resonate for somebody else who's watching or listening. You basically write them a letter. And you write them a letter and you thank them for whatever it was that you learned and how you grew. And sometimes thanking somebody is like, thank you for helping me to see my power. Thank you for helping me to remember that I'm powerful enough to leave a shitty situation, like that kind of thing. So you write it in the positive, even if it's like, thank you for helping me find myself, thank you for helping me to know what to look for next time. Thank you for helping me to now have the ability to see the red flags and not get into a similar situation. Whatever, you thank them. And if you had good times, you can thank them for that too, right? Like even if it was bad times too, you can thank them for what was good. And then at the end of the letter, you write, you say, I love you and I let you go. And the I love you bit can be difficult. So, this is like a general kind of suggestion, I love you and I let you go. But just if you can say that, and saying, I love you and I let you go doesn't mean I forgive you for every single thing that happened and it's totally okay that you treated me badly or anything like that. It's just like, what, I send you love. I hope that you find happiness in this world. I hope you find peace. I hope that you find a way to live your life where you no longer harm yourself or others. You could even write a version of that, and at the end you just write, I love you and I let you go. Or you can write, I love myself enough to now let you go. And you write that out, and then you sit with it for a bit, and then you burn it, and you really get into a place where you're like really believing that you're letting this person go now. And that can be like a really good way to release and clear. And I'm not going to promise that you'll do that and you'll never have a dream about that person again. But like all these little practices, if you keep kind of doing these practices and you just kind of amp them up, and you're like just constantly kind of, I'm going to do this. Oh, I've had a dream about that person for the first time in a couple of months. I'm going to do another letter. I'm going to do another burning. I'm going to do another ritual, that kind of thing. then you'll find that over time it will be less and less that you'll have them around you. You can also do the practice that I mentioned earlier around talking to their higher self. So you can talk to their higher self and you can say, look, I know we're still like connected in the dream space. I know we're still connected in the astral, but I really like not to be. This is why we've got to, please don't hassle me in the astral. Please don't come to me in my dreams, because I no longer want to be connected with you. I love you and I let you go. Bye. Doing that sort of stuff can help as well. So yeah, it's a process and it can be really hard. This stuff can be really, really hard. So yeah, I get you, but I think it's just a process of doing these little rituals over and over again. And it's hard to know on this kind of platform too, without like really tuning into your energy deeply to find out what's going on. But hopefully those do help you and they do support you. Galen's just asked a question. I feel like we're going into an interesting place now in the conversation. Galen's just asked about night terrors and how you can stop yourself from having them. One tip I will give you on that just before we finish up. I was going through a phase a few years ago where I was having really bad dreams and it felt like a lot of like just stuff was coming up that I didn't want to be dreaming about, didn't want to be experiencing. And so I was asking Archangel Michael to be with me every night as I went to sleep. And I got just like an oracle card with Archangel Michael's picture and I put it next to my bed. And even just doing that, before I even like set an intention or said anything, as soon as I had Archangel Michael's picture next to my bed, it stopped. Again, I'm not going to guarantee that will happen for you, but that was amazing for me to just like put his picture there. It was like I was stationing him there next to my bed, and like anything that would try to come in while I was asleep was just like, no, you can't get past it. Okay. Woo. Okay, gorgeous souls. Thank you so much for joining me today. We went a little bit over time, but hopefully there was some stuff there that was useful for you. Really, really loved hanging out with you all today and connecting with you. If you would like to join me for Cosmic Diamond Violet Flame, we're going to do some serious cleansing, some serious spiritual cleansing. We're also going to activate prosperity and power while we're there, because of course, if you would like to work with me and get a reading with me, I have a couple of prosperity readings left for this month. I've been doing limited edition prosperity readings, which have been so much fun, and I've been absolutely loving like all of the amazing stuff that's been coming through. I also do soul readings, and I have like little readings as well that I do that are kind of like this, but they go in a little bit more in depth because we're not in a public forum. So you can work with me in those ways. And yeah, come check me out over on newagehipster.co, and I will see you next Monday for just another Magic Monday. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you all next time. Lots of love.